Once hailed as the unstoppable superpower of the 21st century, China is now quietly unraveling. Skyscrapers rise, but remain empty. Youth wander with no jobs to find. And behind the wall of propaganda, a storm brews. Debt spirals, demographic disaster, environmental collapse, and a vanishing middle class. For years, the world feared China's rise, but perhaps we should be watching its fall. This isn't just about GDP, it's about the cracks forming in the world's most tightly controlled society. From ghost cities to water wars, censorship to capital flight, here are 15 brutal, undeniable facts about China's collapse, backed by data hidden in plain sight. Because sometimes collapse doesn't just look like an explosion, it looks like silence. Towering skylines, neon-lit condos, expansive suburbs. For decades, China's real estate boom symbolized its rise. Entire cities built from scratch to fuel GDP growth. But today, over 65 million homes lie empty. That's enough to house more than France's entire population. These are China's ghost cities, eerie urban jungles where apartments were sold as investment vehicles, not places to live. Developers built endlessly, propped up by borrowed money and blind speculation. But demand never came, and now the market is cracking. Home buyers are refusing to pay mortgages on unfinished apartments. Construction has halted mid-rise. Developers like Evergrande have defaulted. The result? Entire metropolises sit in silence, sparkling, lifeless reminders of a bubble stretched too far. What was once a symbol of progress has become a monument to economic imbalance, and this is only the beginning. China once promised its youth a future of endless opportunity, study hard, graduate, and step into success. But that promise is cracking.
Really quite disconcerting was the youth unemployment figure. It hit a fresh record of 20.8%. For May.
That's up from 20.4 the prior month. This is the age category from people 16 to 24. About 96 million people, the Statistics Bureau said. 6 million of those are still looking for jobs.
In 2023, youth unemployment surged past 21%, forcing China's National Bureau of Statistics to stop publishing the data entirely. That's right, they censored the numbers rather than face the crisis. Millions of graduates are now lying flat, a movement where young people reject the rat race because the race no longer exists. No jobs, no stability, no future. Over 11 million students graduate each year in China, but the tech industry is downsizing. Property is in crisis, and civil service jobs have become a lottery. Frustration simmers online. Desperation fills urban apartments. Some PhDs apply for janitor jobs, others vanish from the labor force altogether. This isn't just an economic problem, it's a generational collapse in trust, and the long-term consequences could shake China's very foundation. For decades, China's population powered its rise. A young, able-bodied workforce built the factories of the world, fueling the country's miracle growth. But now the tide has turned. China is aging, and it's aging faster than Japan.
Now, China's leaders are trying to find ways to battle what many economists have described as a demographic, a ticking time bomb. The country is aging and shrinking. 1 in 5 people are over the age of 60, which is the largest elderly population in the world.
In 2022, China's population shrank for the first time in 60 years. By 2035, over 400 million Chinese will be aged 60 or older. That's nearly 1/3 of the population. The once vaunted demographic dividend is becoming a demographic time bomb. The one-child policy, enforced for decades, left a gaping hole in generational continuity. Now, a shrinking young generation is expected to support a ballooning elderly one. Pension systems are under strain, rural villages are full of the elderly, while cities lose young talent to burnout or immigration. Before, China was a nation of builders. After, it's a nation running out of hands. Evergrande was once the symbol of China's real estate might, owning stadiums, banks, theme parks, and over 1,300 projects across 280 cities. At its peak, it was worth over $50 billion, but behind the skyscrapers was a mountain of debt, more than $300 billion. In 2021, Evergrande defaulted, triggering global panic. Construction stopped, investors fled, families who paid for unfinished homes were left with nothing but concrete skeletons. China's real estate sector wasn't just a bubble, it was 30% of the entire GDP. When Evergrande fell, it exposed a system built on borrowed time and borrowed money. Dominoes followed. Country Garden, Fantasia, Kaisa, property prices slumped, local governments lost revenue, and trust in China's housing market evaporated. Before, Evergrande symbolized China's rise. After, it became a cautionary tale of reckless expansion. China once feared overpopulation, and now it fears extinction. In 2016, the government scrapped its decades-long one-child policy. Then came the two-child policy, and even a three-child policy, but nothing worked. In 2024, China recorded its lowest birth rate in history, just 8.5 million births, a sharp drop from over 20 million per year in the 1980s. Why? Housing is unaffordable, education is insanely competitive, work culture is brutal, and young people, especially women, are saying no to traditional roles. Fewer young workers, more retirees, an economy stuck in reverse. Before, China's population was its greatest strength. After, it's becoming its greatest weakness. A shrinking cradle today means a shrinking future tomorrow. If you're finding value in these insights, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm bring these hidden truths to more people. Remember China's glittering highways, ghost airports, and endless bullet trains? That was the infrastructure miracle. But it came with a hidden cost. Today, local governments are drowning in over $9 trillion in off-the-books debt, much of it from local government financing vehicles, shady entities used to borrow for roads, bridges, and vanity projects. As real estate revenues collapse and tax income shrinks, these loans have no repayment path. Entire provinces are on the brink of default. Xi Jinping's government is now bailing out some cities while tightening others with austerity. But the numbers are too big to hide. Before, debt built a modern China. After, that same debt threatens to tear it down. For decades, China was the global manufacturing hub. From your iPhone to your shoes, made in China ruled. But today, the world is hedging its bets. Rising labor costs, unpredictable lockdowns, and aggressive geopolitics have pushed companies to adopt the China Plus One strategy, diversifying supply chains to places like India, Vietnam, and Mexico. Apple now assembles iPhones in Tamil Nadu. Samsung's biggest phone factory is in Noida. Vietnamese ports are buzzing with new orders. Even Chinese companies are moving factories out of China. Before, China was the factory of the world. After, that factory is relocating piece by piece. Once hailed for opening up its markets, China is now tightening its grip. Under Xi Jinping, the Communist Party has reasserted dominance over everything, from tech to education, from real estate to private wealth. Alibaba's Jack Ma vanished from the spotlight. Didi, China's Uber, was pulled from app stores days after a US IPO. And foreign investors, they're pulling out billions. What began as common prosperity has spiraled into state-led micromanagement, stifling innovation and business confidence. Foreign chambers report a sharp decline in trust. Entrepreneurs walk a tightrope between profit and politics. Before, China embraced reform, welcomed the world. After, Xi's China fears disorder more than decline and is choosing control over growth. In the 2010s, China's tech giants were unstoppable. Alibaba, Tencent, Meituan, Didi, homegrown champions that rivaled Silicon Valley. But that era ended abruptly. When Jack Ma criticized China's regulators in 2020, his $37 billion Ant Group IPO was crushed, and Jack Ma disappeared. He became a symbol of fear. Tech CEOs grew quiet. Innovation slowed. Investments froze. China's government imposed sweeping regulations, limiting gaming hours, banning private edtech profits, and tightening data laws. Entire industries were wiped out overnight. Foreign investors lost billions. Domestic entrepreneurs lost trust. Before, China's tech sector was its pride. After, it's a warning to innovators. Step out of line, vanish like Ma. Once, China spoke of peaceful reunification. Today, it practices invasion scenarios. Taiwan is no longer just a red line. It's become a stage for daily military theater. Warships encircle the island. Fighter jets breach Taiwan's airspace. Ballistic missiles splash down nearby. China's aggressive posture, especially after Pelosi's 2022 visit, has spooked global investors. Foreign firms are pulling out. Chip giants are diversifying away. Insurance premiums on East Asian trade routes have surged. Multinational headquarters that once saw Shanghai and Shenzhen as safe bets now look to Singapore and India. Before, Taiwan was a diplomatic chess piece. After, it's diffused to a regional war. The world can't afford a conflict here, and China's economy already paying the price. For decades, China's factories fed America's consumerist appetite, but now a tariff wall is breaking that flow. Between January and May 2025, Chinese shipments to the United States plunged 41%, collapsing from 3.6 billion to nearly half. This isn't just soft demand, it's structural. Under the Trump administration, a growing wave of punitive tariffs, initially aimed at steel, then electronics, now semiconductors and green tech, has made Chinese goods more expensive and less attractive in the American market. US companies are under pressure to rethink supply chains, moving production from China to the United States or countries like Vietnam, India and Mexico. With each tariff hike, China's trade machine stutters. Before, global trade flowed freely through Chinese ports. After, tariff barriers and mistrust are closing the gates. China once stood tall as a model of pandemic discipline. Cities were locked down overnight, cases dropped. The world took notes, but behind the praise was a slow-boiling crisis. Years of draconian zero-COVID lockdowns left a trail of psychological trauma, broken supply chains and shattered trust between citizens and the state. Entire apartment blocks were welded shut. Migrant workers fled factories on foot. Ports closed. Goods piled up. The economic toll, billions lost in output. The human toll, a generation coping with what some call pandemic PTSD. Business confidence vanished. Consumption hasn't fully recovered. Before, China's swift action was celebrated. After, the scars of that control still haunt its people and its economy. Once a symbol of China's engineering might, the Yangtze and Yellow rivers powered mega-cities and mega-dams like the Three Gorges. But now, those same rivers are vanishing. Decades of damming, reckless urbanization, and climate extremes have turned mighty waterways into cracked riverbeds. In 2022, record heat waves dried up Yangtze's middle reaches, shutting down hydroelectric plants and factories alike. Meanwhile, flash floods elsewhere devastated communities. The irony is brutal. Too much water in some places, none in others. Farmers can't plant, cities face power shortages, and rural unrest simmers beneath the surface. What began as a plan to harness water has mutated into a full-blown crisis. China isn't just running out of water, it's running out of time to fix this. Before, China built mega dams for power. After, drought, floods, unrest strikes the region. For decades, China's rural youth fled to booming cities, chasing factory jobs and a better life. But now, the cities don't want them, and the villages can't take them back. With slowing growth and automation replacing low-skilled labor, millions of migrant workers are stranded in limbo. China's countryside, once the heart of its culture, is now dotted with ghost villages, homes abandoned, fields untended, schools shut down. Elderly parents remain waiting for children who won't return. Entire rural economies have collapsed under the weight of neglect. There's no healthcare, no work, no future. This isn't just economic fallout, it's a social time bomb. A nation once built on rural grit now faces the haunting silence of empty towns and dreams deferred. Before, China's youth migrates to urban areas. After, rural collapse with no return in sight. There was a time when the yuan stood firm and global investors bet big on China's future. Wall Street was bullish, foreign direct investment poured in, and Chinese stocks glittered with promise. But today, the tide has turned. With rising political risk, opaque financial data, and crackdowns on private enterprise, foreign capital is fleeing. Billionaires are moving money, and even their families, abroad. Beijing's response? Tight capital controls, restricted overseas transfers, and media blackouts. But fear is contagious. Investors are not just pulling out, they're not coming back. From Shanghai to Shenzhen, the message is clear. The golden era of Chinese capital markets may be over, and when capital exits, confidence follows. Before, the Chinese yuan grew strong, and markets were bullish. After, FDI and billionaires fleeing. China's transformation is far from over, but the cracks are showing. From ghost cities to fleeing capital, the signs are everywhere. If this video opened your eyes, hit subscribe for more before and after stories that reveal the truth behind the headlines. Stay curious, stay informed.